How Domino's 80's mascot incited a hostage situation. Didn't we see that? Jesus. Jesus Christ. How many times are you gonna fucking hit the wrong key?
Pizza.
I don't think we saw this
Truly
actually.
a wonderful food. Everyone loves a pizza. And when I think of pizza, I often think of Domino's. Now, Domino's
First
gets
time
a
I've
bad
ever heard
rap a
that.
lot of the time, but if you ask me, they're fine. They're not the greatest, but they're certainly not the worst either.
Okay,
Domino's hits
okay.
a decent balance between the price and quality of their food. Not the best pizzas on the market, but good enough for their price.
Ain't
I
this
often
the
find
Noid?
myself
I
ordering
think so.
Domino's, and I just can't be bothered sorting dinner out. And as I sit there eating my pizza, I often think back on the story of Domino's Avoid the Noid marketing campaign. A campaign that ran through the mid to late 80s and early 90s, before meeting its fascinating and tragic end.
You looked
This
up
is
the
the
story on
of
Soul Calibur
Domino's
Saturday
greatest
some
PR
time ago.
disaster ever, and the sad fate of Kenneth Lamar Noid. It's 1960, and the failing pizza business Dominic's has just been bought out by two brothers, Tom and James Monaghan, for the whopping price of
$900, dude.
What a deal!
struggling for a year with little success in their
Holy
new business
shit.
endeavor. James wanted out and sold his share to his brother Tom, who over the next few years would turn it into a burgeoning pizza empire. In 1965, the business changed its name to Domino's and began opening new shops all across the United States and eventually the world. Fast forward to the mid-1980s and the brand is looking for a new way to market themselves. Considering the fast
remember
food
the
pizza
Noid
space
had its
was
own
already
video
occupied
game.
by a number of competing companies, they instead looked for a new way to make Domino's stand out from the crowd. A marketing campaign not based on some new gimmick pizza or lowered
Thanks
prices,
for your sub, Aaron.
but instead one based on reliability. So, Domino's devised a new campaign, promising that their pizzas would arrive faster, hotter, and in perfect condition. In 1986, Domino's launched their brand new marketing campaign starring a strange-looking, buck-toothed animated character known as
Noid.
The Noid. The Noid was a personification of all of the troubles that could occur with a pizza delivery, whether it's getting the order wrong, having the pizza damaged or show up late. The Noid himself was hell-bent on disrupting pizza deliveries through whatever
He's a tier
nefarious
one
means he could.
Joshua?
And only Domino's were able to avoid the Noid, as they put it. This marketing campaign worked, and Domino's saw great success with their new anti-mascot. The Noid quickly soared to the heights of other famous characters, starring in a number of advertisements and having toys
Was he
and comics
actually
made.
popular?
Even 2 separate video games were created.
I actually played one of the games.
But the Noid had one crucial difference, you see. While most mascots are portrayed positively, as they are kind of the face of the
Thanks for your
company
sub,
in many of
Fiddy?
these commercials,
Fiddly?
the Noid was the exact
The
opposite.
Prime Zom Monkey
He was
and
portrayed
Lil Fans.
negatively. It was explicitly shown to be bad, and he was hell-bent on destroying all pizza deliveries he could get his hands on. Only through the incredible power of Domino's could he be stopped. This choice to make the Noid a negative character, portrayed as a bumbling idiot to be avoided, was interesting. He too saw the marketing campaign of Domino's and their slogan to avoid the Noid. And Kenneth became increasingly convinced that the marketing campaign was directly targeted at him. Kenneth was a paranoid schizophrenic,
Oh!
and he believed for whatever
I
reason
remember
that
this
Domino's
now.
was attempting to smear his name
Oh
and
my
destroy
fucking
him.
god, I remember this.
After years of seeing these ads, toys, comics, games and more becoming increasingly popular
Yep,
around
now I
him,
remember this.
Kenneth reached a breaking point. January 30th, 1989, midday. Kenneth walks into his local Domino's Pizza in Georgia and produces a .357 Magnum revolver. He points his gun at the 2 employees behind the counter and demands to speak to the owner of Domino's corporate, Tom
Isn't Prime
Monaghan.
Zyler in the resub fries?
He
Prime
believed Tom
Somnia.
himself was responsible for this marketing campaign that was targeting him, and that Tom had even been sneaking around his apartment, spying on him and going through his things.
Ugh.
While it seems like he did
Maybe
get
he
to make
was.
a phone call to Domino's corporate, I can't find any evidence that he actually got to speak to Tom. At this point though, Kenneth had 2 hostages inside the restaurant with him, both employees of the store. And when police surrounded the establishment, Kenneth made 2 demands. First, he wanted $100,000 in cash, and second, he wanted a white limousine to drive away in. For the next 6 hours, the siege continued, with Kenneth occasionally speaking to police over the phone, at one point offering to release one of his hostages in exchange for a copy of the book The Widow's Son, a book about Freemasons because apparently Kenneth was some sort of proto-Alex Jones type guy. As the siege continued though, Kenneth eventually became hungry after waiting inside the restaurant for so long, and demanded that his 2 hostages make him some pizzas to eat. The hostages complied because of course they fucking did, he had a gun, and made him
Probably
2
the
large
best pizza
pizzas.
they've ever made in their life.
While he was eating, however, he was distracted, and with his gun in his lap, his hostages saw an opportunity to escape, and they took it, successfully running out the door and getting away from the restaurant. Kenneth, soon afterwards, realized the hopelessness of his situation, and surrendered to the authorities. Kenneth was taken into custody. He was charged with kidnapping, aggravated assault, extortion, and possession of a firearm during a crime. While he was eventually found not guilty due to insanity on all charges, he was consigned to a mental institution for several months. During this time, the media picked up on the story and ran wild with it.
Domino's should have
Headline of
really
Domino's
like
being
doubled down
unable
on
to avoid
Noid.
the Noid this time was just too good to pass up. This PR disaster should have caused Domino's to cease all usage of the Noid immediately, right? Well, not really. While the Noid was certainly seen less of immediately following the incident, his second video game, Yo Noid, was released for the NES in 1990, just 1 year later, and more merchandise, ads, and more continued to be produced. The Noid, it seems, was just too good to kill off quite yet. Things take a darker turn in 1995, however, when Kenneth Lamar Noid took his own life. Whether this was the result of him still believing Domino's was targeting him with their Noid marketing campaign or not,
He's doing some
nobody
sampling
truly
space.
knows. But it can certainly be said that Domino's continuing to run Noid ads and produce more merchandise with the character certainly didn't help. This time, Domino's decided to stop production of anything relating to the Noid. He would no longer appear in advertisements or have merchandise featuring him produced. Until 2009, when Domino's began occasionally bringing
he's
the
back?
character back for various promotions. Stay classy, Domino's. And as I'm editing
Well, what
this
are the
video,
odds that there's
Domino's has
another
decided to bring the Noid
Noid
back.
in the world that
He's going
that's
to be appearing in the
mentally
new
unwell?
Crash Bandicoot mobile game, apparently, along with a brand new series of TV commercials. Tragedy
The more I see
surrounding
of
it.
it, the less cool
Whether
it
you
looks.
think Domino's should still be using it or not is up for debate. Thanks for watching my shitty video. If you enjoyed it, consider checking out my previous video talking about
It wasn't a
Tomorrow
shitty
World 20
video, and the situation, I think, is very interesting. I don't see anything wrong with Domino's continuing to use the Noid. I think the odds of there being another person in the world named Noid that also goes on to rob and hold people hostage is super low. I think they rolled the dice again. I say let it ride. But yeah, super unlucky. I do remember when we learned about this during Soul Calibur night because someone made a Noid costume, and then chat told me that the Noid was responsible for a hostage situation, and I didn't believe them. Turns out they were absolutely right. That is such Domino's luck, though. Like, I'm sure there's someone in the world named after every mascot. Like, there's got to be a Tony the Tiger somewhere. Like a Tony Tiger in the world. And you don't hear anything about that fucking guy. But the one time Domino's finds success in a marketing mascot, it turns out to be a guy who's very mentally unwell who holds a place hostage thinking that they're mocking him and then goes on to kill himself. Like, that's just remarkably unlucky. And such a weird name, too. Negative mascot? You could argue that the Trix Rabbit and the Leprechaun for the Lucky Charms are negative mascots. They are constantly getting shit on by kids. So let's say I was named Trix Rabbit, and I saw that commercial. I'd be like, man, they fucking hate me.
Please send help. Please send help. I don't feel like I belong here. I belong here. No, wish I could change myself. Change myself. If you leave, I'll follow you wherever you may go. Please send help. Please send help. I don't feel like I belong here. I belong here. No, wish I could change myself. Change myself. If you leave, I'll follow you wherever you may go.
Mime versus pain experiment. Well, that sounds pretty weird.
It went viral all over TikTok. We decided since you guys loved it so much,
TikTok.
we wanted to do another one.
Joaquin Phoenix is really committing to it. Good for him.
Alright, so round one went well. No, not a peep from him so far. Let's see how he fares against this bad boy.
This guy's pretty good.
Alright, he's doing well so far. We're gonna
Holy
make this
shit.
fucker squeal.
Wait, this guy's fucking nuts. I thought the mousetraps would have done it. Good for him. I always thought that this was overhyped. I can't imagine it being that bad. Try it? Nah. Wow, this guy's good. He's a high quality mine. Good for him. Woman tries to get free ride. I'll let it ride for a minute.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Got something a little different for you today. It's not exactly the
Crazy
wholesome,
locks.
positive kind of content that I
Get some
usually
Sandu.
make, but it's something. It's definitely entertaining. So for a little setup here, I had been waiting for this woman for a few minutes now, and I wasn't in the best mood to begin with. You can tell that right away. It usually isn't super cool when you're waiting a few minutes to pick someone up. So I was a bit short with this woman compared to my usual cheery self. Hey. Yeah, it's me.
Is this you?
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it's me. Some pretty alpha shit right there, baby.
So everything's going pretty normally until this woman decides to try to pull a fast one on me.
Thanks for reset. Easy cool. Ah, the classic.
Just cancel your ride.
No.
It says you just canceled. You gonna look at me?
No.
Why'd you cancel your ride?
I don't know.
That's not cool at all. You need to get
Well,
out of
this
the
is
car.
pretty
Really?
shitty.
Yeah. You gotta admit this woman has an impressive lack of self-awareness. She literally admitted to canceling the ride, which in turn screws me
Brings
out
you
of
some
the
Moby
fare for that
and
trip. And then
Dorfin?
she proceeds to be offended after I kick her out of my car. It's amazing, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You canceled the ride. That's shady as fuck.
Nah, I just knew that Uber did 2 rides now, so I was just trying to do Wendy's and then my house.
That's not how it works.
Does it do 2 rides now?
No, you need to get out of my car, please.
Okay, that's fine.
Please,
It's cool.
get the fuck out. Scare her. Make a goofy noise and then like make yourself look big.
That's fine. I got you on camera doing that, so I don't mind at all.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
You canceled in the middle of a ride. You knew what you were doing.
No, I wasn't. It's just like I knew that. Lyft does 2 stops. I knew that.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, she just sounds very dumb.
Uber
catch you later.
recently just started doing 2 stops, just like
You can do
Lyft.
as many stops as you want. You don't have to cancel it to make that happen.
I didn't know that because I just knew that Uber recently started doing 2 stops.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I'm gonna rate you 0 stars, dude. Bye. I have 4.96 stars.
Have
for
a good
reason.
night. I can do the same thing to
You
you.
fucking bitch.
So this is where shit starts to pop off, and I'll just kind of let this play out. Hope you don't look at me different after this. Enjoy.
Bitch.
Fuck
You're
you.
a fucking dick.
I got you on
You're
camera.
a fucking
You know
mother
that?
bitch.
You're
I
fuck.
know what you were trying to do.
Oh, let's
You were
go.
fucking shady. You're a fucking.
I'm not trying
Yeah.
to be shady.
Yeah,
dude.
you were trying to be.
Call her a
shady.
goober.
If you're that fucking low for fucking $10, you're a piece of
Nah.
shit. You know that?
You're a
$10
piece of
fucking
shit.
dollars. Shut my door and get the fuck out of here.
I'm a fucking broker.
Shut my fucking door and get the fuck out of
You're a
here.
piece of shit, bitch.
Like, are you fucking serious? Are you really trying to fucking hit me right now?
What is that?
Fucking piece of shit. Fucking call
Is she on muscle relaxers?
You fucking piece of shit.
You see this? Are you f***ing kidding me?
Man, that opioid epidemic is nuts. Oh, they were just gonna hit her.
Where the fuck are you? Are you serious right now?
You a fucking piece of shit, bitch.
You really think it's cool to fucking attack someone?
You a fucking piece of shit, bitch.
You know what? What are you doing?
Thanks to resub and architect in Purgatory.
Whatever, lady.
Being an Uber or a Lyft driver has to be absolutely miserable. How does this go on for more?
Confrontation to advertising years ago now.
Oh, he just goes over what happens and like the repercussions, I imagine. I feel super bad for Uber and Lyft drivers. They don't even get paid well. They get kind of fucked by the companies they drive for. I think Lyft is better than Uber for it, but still not great from what I understand. Fake railroad cop crown Rick Auto. Oh my god, why can't I type today? Holy shit. Just looks like they go through cars. Oh, these are fake? It does look fake, just from the thumbnails. Is it like a fetish or something? Why do you want to see the Joey Chestnut vs. Matt Stoney 2015 hot dog eating challenge? Like so desperately. God damn. I mean, it's just... I watch the hot dog eating competitions like every year. Yeah, I mean, it's always cool to watch Joey Chestnut fucking gobble it down, but goddamn. It's not like the craziest thing in the world. Parking Revenge 68 by Tow Trucker.
Hey there, Tow Trucker back. Welcome to the channel.
What's up, Big
Here
Tuna?
we go again. Anyway, I had a lot of questions about that Tundra on that last video, so we're gonna go ahead and run that Tundra clip. I actually got a little shot of him pulling off the lot, pulling out of the lot right here.
Please resub
I
Sam.
did go back and get that Tundra. Let's go ahead and run that clip. I just rolled back up over here to this Tundra.
Well, just fucking total it, bro. Just let's get it over with. Just tow this shit off a cliff. Fuck it. Maybe tier 1 Lil Uzi. Is the Hassan raid just a meme? Because nothing came through on my end. I don't know if that's real or not, but if it is, thank you. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Just a meme? Oh, okay. Oh, it was an unofficial raid. Ah, well, thank you then. Welcome. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but this guy just stole a car. So that's pretty cool. I'm not super invested. I don't really care if that guy parked like an asshole or whatever. But love to see him getting towed, I guess. Johns Creek Town Hall Meltdown. I do love me a good meltdown. This one?
Deny that you work, contract, or consult for Davenport's company, or any of her companies?
Yes, I am. I'm working as a consultant for DTI.
You are?
Yes.
And
I
There's
consult
a
for lots
Prime
of
Toaster and resub Jar
you
Mini.
find that okay?
Why wouldn't it be okay? I can earn a living in any way other than a way that I earn a living off the city of Johns Creek.
But to collect a paycheck from someone sitting next to you.
I don't collect it from Corey. Corey doesn't work for the company.
I'm so confused with
hired
what's
just
happening.
like anybody else was with that company.
$1 billion company, and we have a lot of entities. He's a consultant for one entity.
I'm also very skilled at what I do, Jennifer, which is the real reason they brought me in.
Yeah. I just think with 5 million people in Metro Atlanta, it just seems very.
Another one of my clients is on the second floor of this building. Does that make that untoward too, because they happen to be located in the City Hall building?
And Lenny's engaged to one of my employees.
Yeah.
Is that making a conflict also?
What is happening?
That's how he met her.
Well, and so she's employed.
I didn't mean her to that.
So she was employed before they met. So it's a different story. She was employed before they met. So that's a different story.
This isn't a meltdown. This is just
that I work for
a weird conversation.
Time period in the 10 years that I've worked for the city. If you don't like it, I appreciate it.
It's the appearance. It's the appearance.
There is no appearance. It has nothing, Jennifer. It has nothing to do with.
That was boring. That was very far from a meltdown. It was a confused woman who confused me. It was I don't know what the fuck that was. Parents hire evil clown for kids' birthday parties.
As right now, who wants to have a boring traditional birthday party with cake and ice cream and presents when you can have an evil clown stalk you for a week before throwing a pie in your face? Dominic DeVille
That sounds
is
like
the
a good
stage
deal.
name of a Swiss actor.
Okay, his services, which apparently they've been around for a few years, created a buzz recently when the Huffington Post picked up on his story. For a fee, parents can hire DeVille to send threatening texts and notes to their birthday boy or girl.
Wait,
And
what?
after days of stalking, DeVille then shows up in a scary clown costume and blasts your kid in the face with a pie.
Is this
Oh my
real?
God, DeVille, this is what he's saying about this. He says that kids love to be scared by his services, although we're not so sure.
What? Wait, this has to be a skit. Is this a skit? There's a difference between being scared in a horror movie and being scared that there's an actual evil clown stalker who's fucking texting you and then meets you in the real world when you least expect it, hitting you with a pie. That's traumatizing. Like, even not for a kid. Holy shit, that's intense. What a good service. Wow. Genius. Absolute genius. The PTSD comes in early.
I wonder who's going to pay for therapy when that kid grows up, you know?
Literally,
I was thinking,
yeah.
I'm a mother,
100%.
my daughter is almost 3, and there are times when I want to give her everything so that she'll stop whining, you know? But it's one of those things that I wonder if it's parents who have been resistant to reprimanding their kids, to telling them to stop, to saying no, who just give, and then gets a kid who acts up all the time. And then they say, okay, well, I can't say no, but I hire a scary clown to scare my kid, and then maybe he will learn how to do things right.
Yeah, a lot of parents say maybe teenagers, this might be okay to do, but for a child,
No,
little
what?
child,
It'd be
especially
even.
your age, no
That's
way.
just as
No.
bad.
I'm just scratching my head by it.
I'm questioning whether that story is even legit. Someone had.
That's what I'm saying.
Fools.
I don't think it's real.
I was looking at the story before I came on, and there were lots of comments on the Huffington Post, and one of them, the top comment at the time, was somebody saying, can somebody tell me the phone number for this person? So clearly, at least that one person was interested in hiring this guy.
And some of our viewers too, they love the idea. But DeVille says, incidentally, that he got the idea from watching horror movies.
Right.
That's how he got the idea.
To be honest, you know, he's not a very good-looking guy, but you know what, an idea.
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
There's a public.
I see how he
out
chose
there,
this profession
and
now.
He carved a niche that nobody else had before.
I'm terrified of clowns, whether they're evil or friendly.
I am right there with you, Susan, and I can tell you, teens. So, my daughter loves to be scared. They love those thriller horror movies.
Not from a psychopath.
I think this is a little
I
bizarre.
wonder, though,
Like,
in
what
this
do you
age of
mean?
cyberbullying and all of that, whether some kids might take these text messages or, phone calls as something more than just a prank.
And that's
a good-
exactly what
yeah.
our viewers are saying on Facebook.
Amy Blackburn writes, in this day and age of having to teach our kids to be very careful around other
Is there
people,
some
this
Saturn?
just seems dumb.
Herman Mercado, this is downright evil, but for an adult, it is fine, but not for
What?
kids.
I don't even know about an adult.
What do you
Heather
mean?
Johnson says, why is everyone so scared of a man or woman with face paint? People need to grow up. LOL. It's hilarious.
Shawnee says, how could any parent not to a parent?
Facebook is just like this completely different breed. Crazy. I was reading Facebook comments the other day. It's shocking that those are real human beings most of the time.